Good morning. Good day to good people. How you guys doing out there? Man, one thing that I struggle with a lot of time is self-care, caring for myself. Taking the time out to do the things that I know I need to do so that I can have a healthier mind, healthier mindset. And sometimes people may not understand that you need to do that in order for you to still be beneficial to them. But you always have to be selfish with your time. You have to put yourself first. This is your life. You're the only one. You're the only one going in the casket when you die. And the only thing worse, or I wouldn't say the only thing worse. I don't think there's anything worse than a regret-filled casket. A lot of people say that the richest place on earth is the graveyard. That's kind of debatable, but I get where they're going with that. A lot of the best ideas are out there. A lot of the best ideas that have never been acted on die with people. And you don't want to be that way. You always want to be just a little bit selfish with your time. I know you may have kids like I do. I have 3 beautiful boys. I know you may have a wife like I do. I have a beautiful wife. And you always want to make sure that even though you must take care of them, you must provide for them, you also must provide for yourself first, or you can't do any of those things for them. Like I said before, one of the main reasons that I strive to be the best version of myself and stay as active as possible and get in the gym and lift weights and all of those things is so that I can be at least a little bit active with my children. I hate to be in some of the positions that I'm in now where it's difficult to stand and things like that for long hours. But you always have to strive to go ahead and get in there and get as healthy as possible for yourself. Eat the best foods that you can as possible for yourself. Take time out, like I'm doing today. Take time out to just rejuvenate yourself, even though your family may not be able to be around you all of those times when you're collecting your mind. They may not understand it, or they may not understand it at the time, or they may be a little bit emotional about it. But you can't give from an empty vessel. You have to take time to pour into yourself. And then once you filled your cup, everything that runneth over belongs to everyone else. It belongs to your family. Don't give from an empty vessel. Pour into yourself constantly. Pour into yourself consistently. Always be reading. Always be learning. Always educate yourself. Always try new things. Always gain new experiences. You never know how you might be. You never know how you might be blessed from certain situations. Like even with that though, while you have to pour into yourself, you also have to understand that sometimes your family members or the people that are closest to you are there to push you. Just like my wife does for me regularly. Certain things I don't want to do, but I've gained tremendous value from. For instance, we coached my son's T-ball team. And they're all little children, 4 and under. And man, it was a very stressful situation for me. I work over 42 hours a week. I have 3 children. Both my older sons are in 2 sports, and my youngest son is doing T-ball. So that means I'm coaching his T-ball. So every weekend and the majority of the week, we're ripping and running all across town. Now, while that does detract from my self-care and it stresses me out a little bit, and doesn't allow me to rest the way that I may want to rest, it is still beneficial. You always have to look for the lesson in everything, and there is so much joy in trying to train up a younger generation. I always feel that for my children. I always feel that for my nieces and my nephews. But sometimes I forget that extends out beyond my doors and beyond my family. And my wife helps me realize these types of things by by helping me understand that I need to place myself in positions like this from time to time. Because I doggone sure won't be doing it all the time. But you know, things like that, things like the coaching and all of that, it's a blessing for a lifetime. While we were coaching my son's t-ball team, after one of the practices or something like that, we decided we were going out to Applebee's, and then I ran into my old basketball coach from when I was like 6 or 7 years old, and his son, who was on our team as well. And you know, I still call him coach to this day. Every time I see him and his wife and his son, who grew up with me, man, it's nothing but joy and positive memories. And I always remember the values that this brother tried to instill in our life, even though it was all, you know, just about basketball. You know, we were just playing a game and having fun, and we were all trying to learn life lessons still in the same, and we were. And to this day, that coach has a positive effect on my life. So even with that, you know, we do got to stretch ourselves to grow. But in the meantime, do not forget that you have to take time out to fill yourself back up, though. You might have to stretch yourself. You might have to work some long hours. You might have to put in some overtime to get something done that you say you want to get done. You might have to spend some time away from your family. But at the end of the day, you need to make sure that you're still pouring into yourself. You're still reading. You're still going out gaining new experiences. Because once you've done those things, once you've read those books, once you took that time out to go to the gym and work out, etc., then you're able to take those lessons back. You're able to take that fruit back. You're able to take that bacon back to your family so that they can eat and feed off of you and the things that you've learned. Never be somebody who's stagnant. Never be somebody who doesn't have anything else other to offer other than sitting on the couch and playing video games and watching sports television and things like that. There's value to all of that as well. There's value to all of that as well, but please always be somebody who's always overflowing with information, always overflowing with wisdom, always overflowing with something to pass on to the next generation. You know, that's the only thing that's going to make us all better. That's the only thing that's going to make our family better. So pour into yourself, pour into everybody else, take time out for yourself, get you some self-care, and until next time. Oh, I'm sorry, before I leave, if you gain any value from anything that I say, please comment, like, subscribe. I always like to try to forget that, I guess. But please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Check in on me. Make sure that I'm staying accountable on the things that I'm supposed to be. But in the meantime, go be great.